All right. Good. And they always say, that's a good question, Marvin.
Yeah.
The answer today is that I'm Deb Crerie, and we are here because this is my studio, Columbia Pike Artist Studio in South Arlington. The studio is a cooperative. We've just celebrated our 30th anniversary as a cooperative studio. We have 24 artists here right now in 22 studios. This has been my studio almost all of the 30 years that Columbia Pike Artist Studio has been in existence. It has been my treehouse and sanctuary, a place to develop ideas and to nurture ideas, but also to come back and recharge artistically.
What are you working on now? What's your motivation for your current effort?
I just finished a commission for Liz Pirati and Iku Iku Kawashita, and they own a salon called Azuki in Georgetown. Mm-hmm. But I was working on a commission for them of 6 pieces that went in their salon, and from those I've developed, this is the newest work that I've done. This is called, well, I thought this was their son, Isamu. I'll start with this. Isamu was walking across the street in Tokyo on the beautiful crosswalks, and everybody just kind of walks, all cattywampus whenever the light is red. And I thought this was Iku. They had given me a photograph to work with some of the commission. And so I picked out the Iku thing. I love everybody walks with umbrellas and all kind of color coordinated. And so this wonderful, slim young man walking on the street in Tokyo. And so I started with this, and I took this part of the image to Liz, and she said, "Oh, that's not Iku." Or Isamu, and so it was neither one of them, and I thought, okay, but I love this young man. Then we started to have things happen with COVID, and I moved to this piece while developing this, that this is a jumping off place from some of the other earlier work, but this is from New York City, part of Chinatown. You can see some characters in here, but it's 4 panels flipped to make what I think is a prayer wheel. I walk by a car in our neighborhood, and the car has one of those little prayer wheels that is driven by the sun, and it just turns around constantly. And I love the idea of, we forget that we are always in constant motion. And so this represents the constant motion. The hand comes from a mudra from the Golden Buddha in Nara, and that mudra is very unusual. You don't see it often, and it's a mudra of peace and of learning, kind of moving forward in peace, walking in peace, and then of course just to energize the peace there. So I started on this piece in COVID time to kind of calm myself down. And so reading all of these things, I get very, you can't not respond. You have to respond. And I thought, well, I could give up what I was doing. I was doing brightly colored things like my lotus. I'll turn this the right way. I was doing the brightly colored lotus from the Brookside Aquatic Garden. And I love those, and they were peaceful and inspiring, and I thought, I cannot do that. The election happened in 2016, and I thought, what am I going to do? I can't not work for 4 years, because it's going to be. It's like, and I was sad, I was deflated, I was broken in many different ways. These main trail things came from another wonderful time. Going, to places, finding magical places. I left that place and I stripped the color out of my work as a response. And so I thought, what's going to make me feel the way I feel, but also give me some hope and have some artistic integrity from the kind of things that I'm working on. And so I started with this. This is taken from the High Line in New York. And this is a building, it's Il Posto's building, Mario Batali's restaurant. But it doesn't appear like this, it's only that part of the building. And so again, I've done this stereoscopic weaving together of a space to make a more monolithic space. And then I found the man was there, he was out on his phone. I mean, imagine, and move my chair here for a second. And, for me, here's this guy who has to sneak out of work to make a phone call. And he is clearly a brown person who is not allowed to use a telephone at work and has to come out and sneak a phone call. And I thought that was the most human thing that was happening in that space. And I wanted to kind of reflect that there was humanity in the space. I was in New York during Doma Day, in front of Stonewall, and this is from underneath, like the scaffolding they had taken out and repurposed the old Stonewall Inn, and the current one is next door. But I stripped all the color out, and I thought, I can't just leave it like that. There's rows of flags, because it was that day that the Supreme Court decided that we had the right to be married. And so putting that back in made me feel a little bit better. It's the Masonic Temple in Philadelphia, and the thing that I loved about it was there's very little craftsmanship like this in stone anymore. Mm-hmm. It is all carved stone, but the words hope turn up in this, and then, again, another crafted entrance in a way. And of course, we left our hope to go to hell. The title of this is Hope to Hell. And I didn't understand it when I did it. I thought, that's pretty intense. Mm-hmm. But now I understand why, for me, it was so intense.